that, but it should do the job for now. Now inside of here we need to do everything as it's like. So what I mean by do everything is parrying logic. So this is just checking if the time is, you know. But yeah. So basically what I mean is now we just need to disconnect. So here we're checking for the parry time, not current time. There we go. Now this gets retrieved from enemy data. I could just get replicated storage for that. And this is a whole lot of module scripts, but I guess this is how we'll do it. So I guess I can just say okay, storage.data.enemy data. Now inside of enemy data, we just have, so if we go inside of enemy data, we just have this. Now parry time is just the maximum amount of time you have. The forgiving time is a math.clamp, so basically if you're anywhere in between these three values, you're just gonna get forgiven, aka you're just gonna get a bit less damage. But yeah. So yeah, this is I'm not sure what that one is. I could just totally check it out, but that's whatever. Let's just open documentation real quick. Clamp. I guess there isn't much. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess it's pretty much the same thing, so. Yeah. So basically if you're anywhere in between these two, these three, basically it's just gonna return. Like it's just going to reduce the damage but not fully reduce it. Like it's just gonna reduce it by 2. So let's see. So parry time we set to tick. So then parry time here it's a number normally. But that's whatever. Can parry. So yeah, I have to enable parry here. So just say self : enable parry. I know this is object oriented and it's kind of confusing because we're going player enemy. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but yep. And before we disconnect, we just say parry : disable parry. There you go. So now that means that we have all this data, but we're never like actually getting anything that would give us the signal that we get during attack times inside of fighting. If we get fighting server, we just require that local parry equals require replicated storage logic parry replicated storage logic movement. Don't worry, I'm just not her gives us replicate storage logic camera manipulation storage logic turns. Here is just replicate storage logic animations. Perfect. And inside of parry, we can at the end colon get instance added signal enemy colon connect that to parry.now. And so now this is what we get. So here we're enabling parrying and all that. But basically what we need to do is whenever the enemy fights, we can enable parrying. So we say parry colon during attack time. So then we can set all that. Yep. So then we need to check hold up, let's just set a new one. Self dot already parried equals false. And we'll say like if self dot parry time is greater is equals to self if it's less than self dot parry time and self dot parry underscore max time, then let me just well, obviously in here we need to track whenever we get the button click, and whenever we have that we set already parried to true, and if already parried is true, it's equals to self dot parry underscore max time, or it's parry underscore forgiving, then we can say well, also we need to set the and inside of enemy data we can also set the damage. Perfect. So now instead of fighting server, all of this code scramble could get changed to something else. Okay, I guess we can turn out all of this into object oriented because this is better for me overall. Fighting dot now model level self equals set meta table fighting table. We want to set like self dot enemy equals to model. I'm gonna absolutely send it through. So now I have this literally. Right, and then we need to return self. Right, before we do anything else, just need to return self in here, because otherwise that's wrong. Hold on. So this is basically my perfect parry. So the 0.25 seconds after, you should be good to go. Right. If we just go to parrying again, self dot parry underscore perfect parry. It's the self dot data dot parry underscore perfect parry. It's supposed to be a number, by the way. And first of all, let's check. Well, technically this shouldn't get run until we click. So here, you need to do is track button click. After that, we check, is it valid? Like, did the player actually parry? And if they did, well, yeah, if it is, then we just do the parry. So we need to check for the button click, is it valid? And if it is, then we just do the parry. And if it isn't, well, we're just gonna take the damage. So, since we do already have controls, that would be good, but how do we do this? Because right now, if I just show you right now, I did work a bit more on everything, which is perfect. Kaboom, you just hit this guy. He's gonna die. You win! And after that, it twings back and normally should be able to get yourself back to how you were. So, instead of GY, well, time I don't need background transparency. Let's say end tween column play. Connect that to function. Into which we'll say replicate storage on victory. You know what I mean? Dot client remotes dot bindables dot on victory colon fire. And whenever we do this, we have to receive it into finding client. So I'm gonna say replicate storage dot client remotes dot bindables dot on victory dot event colon connect that into a function. And then we first all set the player's controls. Let's say camera manipulations dot get the camera C frame. There you go. Normally this should work. Not sure though. You win. Perfect. Then inside of, well, our fighting client, just need to say songs, call and play song, normal. There you go. Perfect. So now if we just retry all this, you win. Now whenever we do this inside of Parry, should we do it inside of Parry? I don't think so. Matter of fact, let's just do it inside of server. Self dot humanoid equals to model colon 5% of class. Yep, self dot name equals to self dot enemy dot name. Then we want to say self dot data equals to enemy data self dot name. Now, since also this is nil, just gotta fix it up, bruh. If not data, if not self dot data, then warn no data, return end enemy self dot name. Otherwise this is a fighting, so we can get rid of this connection, get rid of it. Well, it's kind of a right. Need to get enemy data. Enemy data. Let's require replicate storage dot data dot enemy data. Technically, we can just make this a bit better by creating a new folder, calling this modules. We have logic. Under this, we have like a singular module script, which is the handler, which just handles everything, and all the other modules are inside of here. Now this would be better because overall, it would just be easier for us to run all the code, better for my eyes too. Yeah. Yep, so we have this. During attack time, current damage. So I'm going to send in the self. How to do even colon self dot damage self dot data dot damage. Hmm. All right. Then I need to return self. Okay, so I already did that. Crap. This is getting really confusing for me for whatever reason. Man, I'm literally breaking the sweat right now. Let's see, I guess you don't need handler. So obviously we just need to well, oh, okay, so I wonder where div is, but well, technically don't even need to do this. Man, I'm really struggling with this. Man, I'm really struggling with this. I know I'm kind of saying this, but I really gotta find out how to get better. Not cause for real, this actually kind of getting on my nerves. I mean, also I do have a whole week for this though, so all right, great. Let's see. So I'm just going to get back to this. Perfect. Oh, my bad for the. Let's see. So here we need to. So then we just say self dot already parried equals true. You know what I mean? because we have to check every time. If self dot already parried equals true, then return end. You know, we just don't want to fire this off anymore. So what we can do is this. Say self dot connection colon disconnect, and so then we say self colon disable parry. Yeah, the only problem is it's gonna be literally like the only problem here is that so then we want to say like I don't know self dot is valid parry equals false dot is valid parry equals like true, and I'll say if self dot is valid parry equals true, then we can say hold on, oh, we are back. Alrighty, we are back. So, wait, we have to do this. Self colon parry attack. This current damage parameter. We need another one, actually, another variable. I know that's a lot of booleans. So self dot was is forgiven parry equals false. So basically you're, hold up, I'm just going to animate it real quick. This is wrong actually, because if this is the max, that's not something good. I think the max could be like what, 0.6? So if you just go after 0.6 and you just flop your parry completely. So let's see, so technically this is what we're gonna need to set. Perfect. This seems pretty simplistic, but like the harshest parts are about to come, and those parts are literally that we're gonna need to track the button click if it's valid, then we need to do like a 1 bajillion amount of checks to see was it a click that wasn't valid, was it this, was it that, yeah, you know what I mean. Basically a whole lot of flipping chaos. Yeah, this is great. So basically, I think what we can do is we can add in another remote event. On parry enabled. Because right now we're not letting the client know that parries were enabled, so dot client remotes dot on remote events dot on parry enabled colon fire client. I need the player, but how are we gonna do this? Because right now we're not getting the player from anywhere inside the script at all. Well, technically we can just get it provided for us through here. So this is pretty much what we have. That's our logic fighting server. Whenever we enable parrying inside of here, and damage, we also send in the player. There we go. Now for player, self controls, we can actually use this for once. If you can use context action service or user input, but that's whatever for me. Just use user input. Input service equals to game colon get service user input service. Yep. Say replicate storage dot client remotes dot remote events dot on parry enabled colon dot on client event colon connect this to function, and I need to say pressed, and I'll just flip through them. Unclick dot keycard equals to enum dot keycard dot mouse. Button one click. Hold up, no, we just mouse left button, then we want to attempt a parry. So basically we just want to attempt to parry, so we'll just try cause attempt parry. Say replicate storage dot client remotes dot remote events dot attempt parry colon fire server. And now let's just try this out. Yup, see? Because we set it up wrong. It's colon trigger. Technically, mouse buttons should still work, so. Okay, so something is weird. So we got an error here. Okay, if we were to oh. So this. I know it's probably not gonna fix nothing, but if we just try this out. Hold up. Characters. What? I'm sorry, what? Okay, what the flip? Characters not allowed member of model workspace.rig. Okay, so something is just wrong with our script. And it's saying it won't work, but still giving a chance. I guess I can just so just put everything inside our protected call. If not s, then we'll just warn debug.traceback. wish I had a bit more info now. Huh. $60. Huh. Wow. Debug.traceback is cracked. How could I never? Damn, bro. This game is like, this is genuinely cracked, bro. I would have never thought that was possible, bro. Damn. Debug.traceback is for the whole thing. So 2 levels is just the whole function call. Okay. Well, I guess that's good. Perfect. Well, this is great. Now we have got the system. Let's see. How about we actually start implementing parrying now? Because this is actually getting annoying for all of us, I think. So inside of controls, and so we can just say like warn, you can now parry. And then inside of parry, dot client remotes dot remote events dot attempt parry dot on server event, call connect this into function where we can get the player. So we want so now that we have this, we have to check. I know this is 1,000 connections and it's not good and all that, but I guess we'll just do it with whatever we have on board. So first of all, we gotta check if it's valid. So if self dot parry underscore time is lesser or equal than to self dot forgiving, then else if self dot parry underscore time is lesser or equal to max time, and self dot parry underscore max time, then give it in a state, and instead of saying self dot parried, say if state equals to missed. So then we can say self colon parry attack with the current damage in the state of missed. But obviously you have to check with self.parried if self. parried equals false, then else if state equals to so then we want to say because technically else if state equals to barely missed, then say total damage equals to current damage divided by self dot parry damage divider divided by like 2, you know. So basically if they have a 1.25, they're just gonna get 0.75. Oh wait, no, that's just bad. Then we just wanna so basically just get a 0.25 extra buff on top. So here we need to calculate it. So to say self dot parry underscore damage divider equals to something. Now this line here is when you have to take in account of the current time, of the max time if it is a perfect parry, so yeah, basically just need to check for perfect parrying. So that damage divider is going to be like self dot parry underscore time my bad, I'm back. So then we need to divide this by self. We need to divide this by self dot parry underscore max time minus self dot parry time. So basically what we're doing here is we're getting this. Let me just pull up my calculator real quick. I know it's in Italian for whatever reason. So say the parry time is of like 0.45, right? Perfect. We have this defined. Then we divide this by let's just get scientific one then. 45 divided by some dot max time. So max time was 0.5. 0.5 minus Whoa! What did I do right there? -2 parry time, so 0.45. Close parentheses. That's 9 damage. So it's not bad, but I can tell you that's just a 9 times multiplier. But how about we do this as a multiplied? We'll just retry this. 45 divided by... Shit. I got for the swear. 0.45. 45 divided by max time, which is 0.5. Oh wait, no, we did it wrong. 0.45 multiplied by parry time, max time, so that was 5, bruh, 0.5 minus hey, let's go. Okay, so it does this. And if we throw it to, so all of these, so 0.0225, 0.225, so yeah. Let's see, so damage divider is this. If we divide it by 1.25, that does 0.18. So if it's a perfect parry or not missed, you're getting this. Basically pretty much nothing, which is not really what I really like, but yeah. So if we have this as the damage multiplier, basically throughout the whole time I was just brainstorming for the parry system, literally. This is pretty much what I've made. I've made the whole lot of progress, you know. I've done a little bit of server changes. No, I did not write all this in like 50 minutes, don't worry. I added this up. So you got the controls. Let's just try this out. The weights are still a little off and all that, but yeah. Alright. Oh, let's set twice. Dot on enemy death. Let's see if I just given my little enemy over here, just to given parrying a test. Health. Give him an actual 20 health, you know, out of 50. This is gonna be like the first health amounts, probably. Eventually we're gonna have to add in a cool little animation for idling. And let's just strike him. Oh, we got P color. Line 60. Once again. Okay, so we still have that error. Means there's still something wrong. Yeah, he didn't attack because something is wrong. Luckily, debug traceback caught it for us. Actually, if we just up the level to 3 normally, I think that's a whole script wide. That's a whole script wide, I think, not just function calls. I think game wide is going to be a bit harsher, but yep. So this B caller on 3rd level isn't good. Because 1 is the function itself. 2 is the function calls. 3, I don't know whatever the hell it is. Guess we'll just keep it at 2. So means something is wrong here. So we obviously have the player and the enemy. It's not the rig that doesn't work, it's just something, because we're clearly getting something from B calls. It's just alright. No, I should see a warning. Yup. The B call caught it, and nothing happens. Because on line 60, we're calling the function. Let's try doing it on 1 level, because it's probably something there. It's probably that we caught an error here. Just try switching level. Yup. Okay, so enemy attack. So line 83 is where we got this. Line 60. So there's still something wrong about this line. Colon. Fighting. Colon enemy attack. Player. Enemy. But we did turn this into object oriented, so you just say self.enemy. And self.humanoid. Instead of right, no, it says character humanoid, we can't stop that. Self.enemy. But obviously, since we are using this now, we need to loop through everything. For enemy in pairs collection service colon get tagged enemy. Do if enemy colon is a model, because they're only searching for models, then finding.new enemy. Normally we should have everything. Hold up, just as something for every object-oriented programming they should probably do. You should probably add in each time a new print. Server. Fighting server. New enemy. Model dot name. There you go. Yep, so we got the enemy. So now normally this means that should be good to go. Yep. Okay, so we got another error now. Line 61. Oh, never mind. Still the exact same. Is it the player that's an error? Because if that is, then that's rather problematic. Let me just see. Okay, so self-die humanoid. Damn, we don't even need a player now. Alright. I know what we're getting at error. This is not even sending through the character. Am I a real dumbass for this? Oh, never mind. Yeah, no, we still need the player. We just didn't put it through here. I think that's what it caused the error. Oh, it doesn't say it. I think that's what we got. Okay. 61. I guess we still got something here. Clearly something is just wrong. Regarding the character, why don't you just send the character instead? So instead of asking for the character, for that, yes, for the character. Since we don't need this character reference anymore. Oh. Well, then let's get the player. Get player from character. Character. Player. Then return end. Alright, or this should do. Still problems, huh? Line 61 still has an error. That means there's clearly something wrong. Because we're sending through the character like they're asking. Well, I mean, I guess we don't need the safeguard here because there's clearly something here that's wrong because whenever we're calling it here, we're still having an error. So, because if we send a player, we get it wrong. If we send a character, we still get it wrong. Line 63. Oh, no, 61. Still the same. It's not even that that bothers me, it's just literally the okay, matter if I remove this and just put it with self instead. Hmm. So line 61, the way we're calling it is still wrong, huh? Okay, that's weird. Fighting colon. Then I don't even need to send anything else in. Perfect. I mean, it should. I mean, it's probably just because I added parrying and object oriented, because you know, object oriented can be a little weird sometimes. So yeah, I can tell it's gonna work. This is gonna take a while, but because you know, object oriented isn't the easiest thing to master, to say the least. If we just remove this, if we just remove the level, that means we should be getting. Huh. I guess. B is here. Oh, right. This isn't. Saying the self. is this? Well, then I guess we can move this. Is that fair? It seems dumb, but I mean, hey, it works, so. Normally. Perfect. Alright, let's see, does it work now, or will it not work? Of course. Oh! Oh, never mind. It's just... It's gonna make me crash out, bruh. Hold up. Instead of always crashing out, and instead of just randomly guessing and debugging, what if we actually try to do something right now? I know it's gonna seem stupid, but we're doing spam prints until it doesn't work. I have no words for myself. How did I forget that? I am so stupid sometimes, I swear, bro. Sometimes I literally forget to fill in the functions parameters. That's just stupid, bro. No, that was just stupid. That was just stupid. Ah. Still a problem, I guess. $97. So if self.damage doesn't work, that means there's clearly something wrong. Since here we're having nothing, print enemy died, print you died player, or something like that. Here we'll print animation loading successful. I think it's this that's erroring us. Yep, that's definitely it. I think it's this that's erroring us. If we don't get the sprint, it means there's something here. Ah, that's the error. That's the error. That was the error. Pre-render. I think that's... No, I can't recall. I know this is stupid, but man, I kind of forgot. I guess we can do heartbeat. I guess that's not bad. That was the error right there. We didn't get through the parrying window because we were using the wrong loop. I really gotta learn what I can use on the clan, what I can't use on the clan, bro. Attempt to compare nil to number. Parry max time. I knew I would get a lot of errors like that. So I'd say it's painful. Honestly, Dorel, we got some great progress on there. I don't know what you think about it, but because also I'm pretty sure it's gonna work though, but problem is this is still nil. That means that max time is nil. Parry underscore max time. This isn't supposed to be nil. Let's see if we get to enemy data. Parry underscore max time. It's literally the same though, so. Alright, Oui. Ah d'accord. Ouais. J'aimerais voir tes chats, s'il te plaît. Oui. Oui, maman, je suis en live là. Y'all, I think I'm gonna have to go now. Next we know where the errors are. And yeah, so goodbye.